Naked Heart Revolution is the go-to podcast for high-achieving individuals seeking to transform their relationships and life. Hosted by Jenny Bingham, an intimacy reset coach. Each episode explores emotional reconnection, personal growth, or business insight through expert guests sharing real stories and strategies. Whether you want to deepen your connection with your partner or elevate your business, this podcast delivers the tools and mindset shifts needed for lasting change. Subscribe to join the community focused on intentional healing and empowerment. So you said you and your wife, how long have you two been together to have this working chemistry that works, so awesomely?
Yeah. So we've been married for 23 years. We'll be 24 this coming September. Yes.
Congratulations.
And and we got married when we were older. And we were in our early 40s when we got married. So I had a lot of I call it BC, before Cheryl, drama. So I had a lot of BC drama. And she had relationships as well, but I had other marriages and stuff that failed. So when we got together and stuff, we wanted to be intentional about this, this marriage. But we were very similar in a lot of different areas and stuff. So we didn't have a lot of disagreements. In fact, in 23 years, we've really never had any kind of a major fight. We've had disagreements on things, but we never had any yelling, screaming, sleep on the couch kind of deals. Nothing like that, right? So that was almost like that from day one, right? So when I talked about this marriage retreat that we did, that was 4 years into our marriage. And we've been working on different things in this space, for the past 18 years.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
boy. So then, was this ever a dream or ever a thought? Because you said, kind of progressed, but was it something that maybe one of you had in the back of your mind?
Not initially, no. We just wanted to help some couples because we were having fun, and we couldn't figure out why everybody else around us was not. They're miserable, and they're always fussing about their spouse or whatever. And we're like, why? What's going on? So we talk to them and stuff and try to give them some advice. We just kind of fell into the advice mode, right? Because we were so happy. We wanted everybody else around us to be happy, and they weren't. So we said, maybe we ought to really focus on trying to help these people. And it kind of just expanded from there. But it wasn't something that we got together. We said, I really want to do marriage coaching. It was not on our plate at all. We were just kind of doing our thing, but we saw this need.
Okay, it fell into your lap, basically.
Yeah. And we enjoy it as well. So, it's something that we, when they always talk about when you find something you enjoy, it's not work, right? So for us, it's not work. We enjoy teaching and coaching and helping other couples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So out of curiosity, what is the top one or two things that would be a frustration among the couples?
Yeah, well, there's three main things that affect just about every couple out there. And those are finances, communication, and sex. There's a whole lot of others, obviously, but those are like the top three. So when we're coaching couples, those are the things that wind up surfacing. But it's interesting because those are the top three surface issues, but those aren't the real issues. There's really something else going on underneath those things, and it just kind of manifests with those top things. But there's really underneath that, there's respect, there's lack of love, there's lack of forgiveness. I mean, there's all these underneath issues that are going on that we have to dig through and find out what's really going on and address that underlying issue, and then we can solve the higher problem.
Okay. Well, one of the things I heard to that sense is, for example, insecurity. or safety, something that happened while they're
Right.
growing up or in their young adult years.
Right.
And that's something that just kind of stuck on them in the forefront or in the back of their mind, and they don't realize. Some people don't realize how it's affecting
Correct.
the future of them.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Those issues are the things we have to find. We have to discover what those are and then deal with that insecurity. Why are they insecure? And they're bringing that from a past relationship or from their childhood when they were growing up. They're bringing that into the relationship, and we have to show them that, okay, you've got to let that go. You got to forgive whoever it was that harmed you. It's not your spouse. Sometimes it is, but in that case, it's not your spouse. So you've got to forgive that person so that now you and your spouse can now have a happy, healthy relationship.
True, true.
Um,
And
there's another couple that was in our workshop, and we do these exercises where we do these, we call them knees to knees, right? So they face each other, and we have them go through this exercise of talking about an issue without arguing. Because when you're talking about communication, right? If both sides are arguing back and forth, it just escalates and it really doesn't solve anything. And then those problems don't go away. They just kind of go in a corner, and then when the next issue happens, they pull that out along with the other stuff in the corner, and it just keeps going round and around. So we have this exercise called knees to knees, and we have this communication tool that's available on our website and a lot of our social media platforms. Anyway, what it does is it slows the conversation down, awkwardly slows it down to where you can't argue if you use the tool correctly. And this one couple, she had the floor, so she was the one stating her case, and it was a very simple case. So this guy was a stay-at-home, kind of like a stockbroker kind of guy, to where he worked out of the home, out of the office all day long, and he would talk to the East Coast and West Coast. So he'd be in the office, but she knew exactly where he was. He was in the office, and he was providing very well for the family. They weren't hurting at all. And she was a stay-at-home mom, and they had like 4 kids or something, 4 children. So during dinner time, she would prepare a meal, and and they've been married for 24 plus years. And during dinner, she wanted him to come out and have dinner with her and the kids. Sound like a reasonable request, right? So this was what they were discussing, and every time they would discuss it at home, it would turn into an argument because he said, "Look, I'm busy. I'm on the phone. I'm talking to whoever, and she said, "Yeah, I get all that, but you know, you're not participating with the family." Anyway, so she was trying to get this across to this guy, and he just kept answering her problem without listening to what she was saying. So I had to sit down and pretend I was him so I could say, "Oh, so what you're saying is that during dinner time, you want me to come out and have dinner with you and the kids?" And she said, "Yes." And then he would sit down, and this went on for 20 minutes. And then finally, he realized what she was saying. And you could see this weight just come off of her as if, it was like a revelation. And they've been married for 24 years. The first time that she felt that he actually heard her in 24 years. So those are the kind of trainings and transformations that happen in the workshops that we do.
boy, and that takes a lot of, I guess to say, time and patience if the same words are being repeated but not being actually
Not heard.
understood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's wonderful. I never thought of the fact of you stepping in and kind of showing him what's needed to be said.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, normally we don't do that. Normally we don't have to do it. But in this case, he just kept on and on. I said, "Dude, okay, move. Let me show you what you're supposed to
I guess sometimes when people are so tunnel vision, so
do."
focused,
Yeah.
so dedicated to their one objective, they
Yeah.
forget, hey, there's some side streets, there's some
Right.
other aspects that needs to be addressed.
Right.
One of the things that I do is the intimacy aspect, mind you, it is the uh, intimacy before the bedroom, is the connection, is
Hmm.
the passion, the energy before the
Yeah.
bedroom. So I really appreciate the fact that you and your wife are working on all three of those aspects. I know
Yeah.
there's be many people out there that will be looking forward to your website and your second season of the TV show. What is that called again?
Winning with love. Yeah.
Winning with Love.
Yeah. And we talk about the sex doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts way before, like you're talking about, right? So, it's flirting during the day, it's maybe a flirtatious text or something, or, just sending a heart, or, just being present, right? Before. Um, so sex is like the end result of having that flow throughout the day.
True, true. One of the things it mentions, for example, throughout the day in the mornings is hello. After a while, how's it going? It's like, oh, I was thinking about you. Maybe send a picture, with like flirty eyes or whatnot, and then
Yeah.
a quick call. And it's not something that'll take 20 minutes. A few seconds here, maybe a
Second,
minute
yeah.
here, a few seconds there. And at the end of the day, one of the things, well, that I do, I
Mhm.
would go when he comes back, I would run and I would jump up in the arms. I'd, see if I could topple him over. Has not worked so far, but I'm still working on it. He doesn't mind, he says. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'll still try to topple him over.
Yeah. Yeah. So I work out at home and my wife works, I mean, excuse me, I work in the home. My wife works out at home. So, but anytime one of us is out and the other's in, when we come in, we're always trying to find the other one and just check in, right? Just say, hey, how's it going? What's going on? If I'm sitting at my desk and stuff, she'll come and sit on my lap. So I have to push back away from the computer, those kind of things. And we still do that, after 23 years of being married. So,
That is wonderful because a lot of people forget that those small little things really makes a difference.
mhm.
The touching, the connecting in just an innocent way, a loving,
Yeah.
caring way
Yeah.
is the thing that keeps a lot of the energy alive within, well, down to the atoms of the person's cellular level.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's that intimacy that people hear the word intimacy, they automatically think about the physical intimacy of sex, but it involves a lot more than just sex. It involves intimacy. Can that person come to you and share their heart without you snapping back at them or whatever? There's a lot that involves with the emotional intimacy, all these kind of things.
True. So when people want to get a hold of you, where would they go? Or is it somewhere where you would do presentations or just online? Or, oh, is it a certain state only?
So no, we do our training online and offline. So we live in Denver, Colorado, but we have traveled to other states. Obviously, we wouldn't travel to other states for a one-on-one kind of situation. It would have to be like a workshop or retreat or something like that. Um, but we love working with churches, right? So we could connect with church leadership and churches, and then come into that church and do a training for the leadership at first, and then we do a training for the body, like on leadership on Friday night, and then training for the body on Saturday, and then we'd even stay Sunday for the service kind of situation. We've done that. Um, we've done we've done that before. But the best way for folks to reach out to us is to go to our website. It's iamlovebuilders.net. iamlovebuilders.net, and even .com would go to the same place. So iamlovebuilders.net though. And we have some free resources they can take advantage of right away. We have paid resources obviously as well, and then we have one-on-one coaching that we do also.